You ever do this? You ever send someone a text message and they don't text you back right away, and you start creating this narrative of, oh my gosh, maybe this person doesn't like me anymore. Maybe they're mad at me. What did I do? Or let's say there's something you really need to talk to a friend or partner about, and you just keep avoiding the topic altogether. Or perhaps you're in a relationship, but you don't quite know what you want in a relationship, so you second guess if you should be in that relationship at all. When you're not in a relationship, you feel like you're missing something, you want to be in one. But when you're in a relationship, you feel like, oh, I don't know if I should be in a relationship. Do these things sometimes happen? If so, it can create a lot of insecurity, it can create a lot of doubt and uncertainty, and it can make you sabotage your relationships and your friendships. Why does this happen? I'm going to share that with you right now. In case you're new to me, I'm Dan Candell. I'm known worldwide as the anxiety relief guy. And the reason why this happens is because of attachment styles. There are four different attachment styles. There's anxious attachment, avoidant attachment, disorganized attachment, and secure attachment. These attachment styles are formed based upon our relationships with our caregivers or with our parents. And depending on that relationships and our insecurities or securities that we were taught from our parents, we carry those same insecurities into future relationships. And not just intimate or romantic relationships, in friendships as well. And based on these attachment styles, will determine usually the fate or difficulty of our relationship. Now, it's really important that you know your attachment styles and how they affect you, how they might influence your relationships, and also how you heal from them. When you start gaining insight into what your attachment styles are, you can determine how you can start healing from those. Awareness is the first key. Knowledge is power. It's just doing something with that knowledge that makes it powerful. Some people say, oh, great, I'm anxious attachment or I'm avoidant attachment. These things keep happening in relationships. And yet, what do people do with that knowledge? Sometimes they do absolutely nothing. They just hope the problems will resolve themselves. And they don't. Even if people keep repeating the same patterns over and over and over again, they aren't going to resolve themselves. So, here's what each attachment style can look like. Anxious attachment can look like you are constantly living in fear of being alone or abandoned. This could happen from losing parents at an early age. It could happen from parental figures not being there or feeling like you were left alone a lot. It could feel like you were insecure with wondering if your parents were going to leave and not come back. It can also be this insecurity of your parents not being there when you needed them the most. And that pattern repeats and plays over in relationships and our adult relationships as well. Then there's avoidant attachment. Avoidant attachment can be developed if you were taught never to display your emotions, never to talk about problems, to avoid conflict and confrontation. Both anxious and avoidant attachment are very common in individuals who grew up in households of addiction and households of chaos and households of divorce or broken families, or even if they were the caretaker. You learn certain coping mechanisms to keep the peace. And usually it's either anxious or it's avoidant. The other attachment style is disorganized attachment style. This is also if you were never really shown what a healthy relationship was or was like. How do you know how to be in a healthy relationship if you were never shown what one was like? So when you're in a relationship, you might be second guessing the fate of that relationship. And you might be saying, oh, I don't know if I should be in a relationship at all. I feel kind of confined. I'm not sure. I don't know. And then you might sabotage that relationship. And when you're not in a relationship, you might second guess yourself and say, oh my gosh, I feel like I'm missing something. Maybe I need to be in a relationship. And therefore, you are constantly seeking that approval by being in a relationship. And it's like you don't really know what you want. You don't even really know what you don't want. You just know that something feels like it's missing. Now, these are just little snippets and highlights of the attachment styles. And then there's the fourth attachment style, which is secure attachment. This is the one that everybody strives to be, but it's also the least common attachment style. Secure attachment is when you have trust and faith in yourself to be an individual and in your relationship, and in a way, you relinquish control. You let go of that constant need to control everything. You let go of that abandonment. You let go of that fear of judgment. You let go of that fear and insecurity and uncertainty of, I can't talk to my partner about this. So you allow yourself to be in this relationship with a sense of presence and a sense of collaboration, but also a sense of individuality. Again, this is what everybody strives to be, but it is the most uncommon of attachment styles. Secure attachment style is where you are going to be in a healthy, cohesive, collaborative, and balanced relationship most of the time. Of course, there are exceptions to every rule. Now, you might be wondering, okay, well, how do we get from the toxic attachment styles into a more secure attachment? Well, this is through deep inner work and inner healing. Some of the processes that I do with my clients are healing the past, healing the inner child. We're doing a lot of inner child work. We're doing a lot of nervous system work. We're even doing forgiveness intervention. We're doing future pacing and what I call precognition. So, we're doing a lot of subconscious and nervous system work to train your mind and your body to show it what a healthy relationship looks like and to let your mind and body know that it is safe to be in a relationship. It's also safe for people not to get back to you right away. And it doesn't mean you're going to be abandoned. And that also will prevent you from spiraling downwards into this narrative or constantly avoiding everything that could lead to conflict or confrontation. So when you do the deep inner work, you get the deep inner results. You start to trust yourself because when you trust yourself, it allows you to shine that light of trust onto other people, whether it be friends, whether it be colleagues, whether it even be a person that you form an intimate or romantic partnership with. And this is so important because everybody deserves to be in a healthy relationship. Yet it's so uncommon for people to be in healthy relationships, especially if they came from trauma, because they don't do the inner work. And the reason why they don't do it, it's not because they don't want to. Many people don't know that things can get better or it should be better. They don't even know what good or better looks like until they start doing the work. If you would like to start doing some of this work, I'm doing a workshop with my good friend Dr. Richard Nongard, December 10th and 11th, which is a Wednesday and a Thursday. The workshop is going to be about healing attachment styles, and it is for both the practitioner and the person who also needs to heal. We are going to help you become aware of those attachment styles, which ones you might be struggling with, or which ones might be consuming your life, and also how to heal from those. And we're even going to do some deep inner healing work to make sure you can feel safe, secure, and certain in relationships, and also trust yourself and trust your partner, spouse, or even friends that you might collaborate with. If you'd like to join that workshop, the details are below in the description of this video, and it is super affordable to make sure we can make healing available to you. As always, be well, do good, be true to who you are. Share this video with somebody that you feel can use it and benefit from it, and happy healing, my friends.